Good morning Year 4, Mrs Pettifer here, and this is Group 1's Maths lesson for Monday the 25th of January. So as always, can you please start with your times tables practice? I want you to give yourselves 5 minutes to see how far you can get through our challenge, starting with the 6 times table, remembering to write out that full number sentence please, then moving on to your 7s, 8s and so on. So pause this video for 5 minutes while you complete that task, just to get your brains working. Okay, so we've got some questions on the screen now. We're going to look at them one at a time. First of all, what is 12 squared? Now we've covered this a bit at school. If you square a number, it means timesing it by itself. So the question, what is 12 squared, means what is 12 times 12? Take your time to work that one out. Pause the video until you're ready to go on. Your next challenge is what is 6 squared? So again, we square a number by timesing it by itself. What is 6 times 6? So your 2 answers so far. First one was 144, 12 times 12. And then 6 squared, 6 times 6 is 36. Now the next 2 say what is the square root of 81? Now that's kind of doing the inverse of what you've just done. We need to know what, when you times it by itself, makes the number 81. What number times by itself makes 81? And then the last question, what is the square root of 36? What times by itself makes 36? Pause the video while you work those 2 out. Okay, the square root of 81 is 9, because 9 times 9 is 81. And the square root of 36 is 6, because 6 times 6 is 36. Well done. Now, we are looking at addition and subtraction today, but let's check that we can understand some of the vocabulary related to that. So our first question, what is 48 more than 48? What is 48 more than 48? So we need to do addition for that one. 48 and then another 48. So you might want to do column addition for this. You might want to have a go at it mentally, but I would check it with column if you do that. Pause the video while you work that top one out. What is 48 more than 48? The answer is 96. Question 2 on this screen, what is the difference between 24 and 12? Now we're looking for the number difference. What is the difference between 24 and 12? If you're not sure, then finding the number difference is using subtraction, taking the small number away from the big number. Pause the video while you get your answer. Okay, the difference between 24 and 12 is 12. Final one on this screen. What is halfway between 10 and 16? So if you had those numbers on a number line, what number would be halfway between 10 and 16? Exactly halfway, please. Draw a number line if that helps and write down 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And work out which number is exactly halfway between them. Pause the video while you do that. Right, your answer is 13. 13, well done. Right, we have a bit of a worded problem here. because as well as looking at addition and subtraction, we are thinking about how to solve problems using those skills. So I have 6 more sweets than Miss Firth, and she has 12 more than Mrs. Thompson. Mrs. Thompson has 4 sweets. How many do I have? So have a good look at that question. How are we going to work out how many I've got? I've got 6 more than Miss Firth. She has 12 more than Mrs. Thompson. And Mrs. Thompson has 4 sweets. So can we work out what each person has, and can we ultimately work out what I have? Right, pause the video while you have a go at that, please. Okay, I'll tell you how I got my answer and we'll see if ours match. So I started with the only fact I know for sure. Mrs. Thompson has 4 sweets. So I've written on my piece of paper, T equals 4. T stands for Mrs. Thompson. We know she's got 4 sweets. And then I know that Miss Firth has got 12 more than that. So Miss Firth has got 12 more than 4, which means 12 add 4. So Miss Firth has got 16 sweets. And then I know that I've got 6 more than that. I've got 6 more than Miss Firth. So I've got 6 more than 16. So I must have 22 sweets. Yum, yum. Okay, another word problem here. I'll read it out for you. The Portuguese trader needs to travel 456 kilometres in total. He travels from Lisbon, which is the capital of Portugal, for 145 kilometres on Monday, then 206 kilometres on Tuesday. Has he reached his destination yet? So look to see what information is important. The Portuguese trader needs to travel 456 kilometres in total. That's the total distance he needs to go. He travels from Lisbon for 145 kilometres on the Monday, and then 206 on the Tuesday. We need to know how far he's got before we can see if he's reached his total. So we need to add up 145 and 206. Pause the video while you do that, please. Use column multiplication for this one. Don't attempt to do it mentally. Or if you do, check very carefully using column multiplication. Okay, I've got my total. Have you beat the teacher? Pause the video while you work it out. I'm going to check my answer. Make sure I've written the numbers down correctly. 145 plus 206. Check that I've added my carried numbers. Okay, I've got the answer, 351 kilometres. Now, he needs to go 456 in total. Has he reached his destination yet? No, because 351 is less than that. Now, this question doesn't ask you to work out how far he's got left to go. It just wants to know, has he reached his destination yet? So your answer needs to be a word answer, and it's no, he hasn't. Right. Now, the word problem that you're looking at now is similar to the ones you are going to find in your independent task. So let's read this one together. If William Shakespeare was born in 1564 and lived to be 52 years old, how many years ago did he die? So if William Shakespeare was born in 1564 lived to be 52 years old. How many years ago did he die? Well, you need to know what the year is now, the final bit of information to solve that puzzle. And it's now 2020. Oh, no, it's not, it's 2021. Goodness me, how could I forget that? Okay, pause the video if you want to have a go without me talking, but if not, I will talk you through this one. So first, he was born in 1564. I'm going to add on to that the number of years he lived, 52 years, because at the end of that, we'll know the year that he died in. So I'm going to do 1,564 plus 52. Work that out with me. Double check your answer. Okay, pause the video if you haven't worked it out. Right, my answer is 1,616, or the year 1616. Now that's not answered my question yet, because we want to know how many years ago was that? That was the date that he died. How many years ago was it? Now to do that, we need to use a different operation. We need to use subtraction, because the year now is 2021, and we need to go back to 1616, which was the date that we've worked out he died. So we've got to do 2021, take away 1,616. That's 2021, take away 1,616. This one is a takeaway, so pause the video while you work that out. And we're looking to find out how many years ago did Shakespeare die. Okay, my answer is 405 years ago. 405 years ago. Well done. Okay, so your task today is two-step problems. There are 6 problems to have a go at. Read each one really carefully, because some need different combinations of addition or subtraction. I would recommend that you show all of your workings out as neatly as you possibly can, so that you can really check every stage that you work out. Don't worry if you don't manage to do all 6 today. I would expect you to try and work for about 40-45 minutes on those, because that's the time we'd have in a school maths lesson. But go carefully, take your time. Have fun!